Okay. Am I adding workforce or 757? Just send it.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Jada?
Awesome. How are you, Justin?
Wonderful, wonderful. You have a good weekend?
Awesome weekend.
Good.
Excited for restaurant week this week, so we can talk about that too.
Oh yeah, coming up. We're excited about it too.
So some folks are joining the live, but we're chatting today for a Mentor Monday. And this is kind of a series through Campus 757, which is a organization or a program under the Hampton Roads Workforce Council. And for those of you who don't know, Campus 757, we aim to just connect college students to professionals in the area, to employers in the area, to our careers, culture, and just overall community so that you'll stay in Hampton Roads after you graduate. So Justin, thank you for joining us. And Justin, for those of you who don't know, is the Director of Sales and Marketing at the Hilton, Maine, one of my favorite places in Hampton Roads. So we definitely wanted to invite you on and just talk to you about your particular role at the Maine, how you got in your career, and then we can talk more just about the hospitality and tourism industry in general. So can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'd be remiss not to start out by just thanking you for all you do with the Hampton Roads Workforce Council. I know you guys do such an amazing work in the community. We're so fortunate to have such a great group of leaders helping to create jobs in the area and match up employers with applicants. And kind of near and dear to my heart is the Campus 757. I know a lot of my friends have had to at times leave the area when we all graduated school, and I definitely stayed around. So I hope we can encourage everyone to stay in this area and enjoy all the attributes it has in the region. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you. And I don't even know if I said my name. So I'm Jada Hall, and I'm the director of Campus 757. So we'll just get started with a few questions. So first, tell us about your career journey briefly and just how you even got started in your career.
sure. So yeah, I grew up in the region and went actually to Colorado State and majored in hospitality and tourism. Um, Out west, it was kind of like studying abroad for me, coming from the East Coast and the beach to the mountains and snow. But there, I really grew a passion for the tourism and hospitality industry. And fortunately, when I graduated, I knew I wanted to come back to the Hampton Roads area, and it was great timing. The company that I currently work for actually was opening the Hilton Virginia Beach Oceanfront, which was the signature, full service hotel, really in the region, and definitely the crown jewel at the time. So it was great timing to kind of match up my skills and experience to be part of the opening team there. And one wonderful thing about the hospitality business, which I was a beneficiary of that um, culture, is being able to start at the bottom and really grow, into literally whatever position you want to go into. So I was able to start out there as the bell captain, carrying luggage, and from there just kind of work my way up into operations and sales, and then kind of knew I needed to spread my wings a little bit. So I did leave the region for a short stint and went up to the DC area and worked with Hyatt Hotels. And then I kind of my calling was to come back to the region, and so glad I did. Was able to come back and rejoin Gold Key PHR, which owns and manages many of the hotels and properties down here in the region, and was part of the pre-opening team here as the director. Led all the sales and marketing efforts. Even 3 years before we even opened the hotel, and then the 4 years we've been open now. So
It's been 4 years already. Wow.
I know. Going through COVID, feels like that was 4 years in itself. Just that year and a half, 2 years. But we all, most of us weathered that storm, and hopefully on the way out of the pandemic. So.
Wow. Well, that's a great journey that you had. You started, like you mentioned, as a bellman and worked your way up. So I know there are probably so many people that you interacted with within the company that kind of encouraged you to continue moving forward. So my next question, this is Mentor Monday. So, was there a mentor who gave you a particular piece of advice, or, is there any, I guess, piece of advice that you would give students just about kind of moving forward and progressing in your career?
Sure. That's a great question. I'll tell you, I think it's imperative that, you build a network, right, of mentors. And, I wish I knew that early on. It took me a little bit to kind of realize the importance of having mentors in your life. And, I am very fortunate to have some wonderful mentors that I've really, without them, I don't think I would have progressed, as far as I've been able to so far. There's the kind of old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And although it's important to, study hard and get good grades and, get experience, equally as important is building a network of people that you can, and allies on your team that you can go to. And one thing I think is really important when you're looking for a mentor, you don't always want to look for somebody that, is always going to, kind of sugarcoat things. I think it's important that you find somebody that, motivates you, tells you how well you're doing, but also, kind of provides honest feedback of weaknesses or areas that, you can work on. Because, I've had some honest conversations with some mentors and really address some of the maybe deficits that I had, and through some different trainings or different things based off of that feedback. So I think it's instrumental. And just looking personally, I've got a wide range, kind of a net of mentors, and I think it's important not just to look at like your family and friends, but look outside of that. Look at industry leaders, even colleagues, college professors. I remember right when I got out of school, I still remember his name, Paul. He was the head of natural resources at Colorado State University, and kept in touch with him, and he was able to provide some great career advice for me, early on. So
That's great.
And kind of along the same lines, is don't be afraid to stick your neck out and ask people for help. I mean, I've found that just throughout my career is people like to help people. I think it's like human nature to help people when they ask you. Not everyone's going to be receptive, but and my last, I guess, advice would be, if you're, hey, who do I find as a mentor? I mean, I would first look at people that have maybe expressed some sort of interest in you, right? And I know with kind of limited work experience, like a lot of college students have, they might not have too many, people that have expressed a lot of interest in them, but try to look for that. That's usually a first, road to go down, if you will, to find a mentor. So.
And that's a good point, because I know a lot of students, they're like, how do you find a mentor? Do you just, walk up to somebody and say, can you be my mentor? But it's looking for those signs of interest. I think that's a very good point. And you said one other thing that resonated with me, picking a mentor who will offer you that constructive feedback to help you grow. So I encourage students as well to be open to feedback. And that's really hard for people to do sometimes, just, being able to take any type of criticisms so that you can grow, because none of us are perfect and we're always learning how to progress in our careers. So that was a great piece of advice.
And one thing I was thinking too, one of the things I wish I started early on, that it took me a little while to to grasp was the importance of volunteering. I think it's usually when you're right out of school, you're not like the most apt to just like start giving right back to your community. And I think it took me a few years to start volunteering, and some mentors actually had told me to do that, and then I started doing that. And I think it's a great way to build an ally of people around you, like-minded people. Very rewarding, but a great way to try to find some mentors through that avenue as well. So
Good point. Join clubs on the universities or volunteering, and you'll be sure to find some people that you could ask. So that's great. Okay. So going back to the Hampton Roads area, as you know, Campus 757 is here to really encourage students to stay in the area because we have so many wonderful resources here, employers, industries, and of course, fun things to do. So what's your favorite thing to do in Hampton Roads?
Oh man, favorite thing. Well, it really is hard to pick one just because and it's interesting. I actually heard a talk the other day on tourism and the impact on the region, and it was kind of reminded me, is we have hundreds of thousands of visitors that come to this region every year to vacation and spend money, and Virginia Beach, Norfolk, are the two #1 traveled cities in the state of Virginia. So you can think of all these people are coming to the Hampton Roads region from outside the 757 to visit and enjoy all the amenities that a lot of times we take for granted here in the region. I love going to the beach with my family. I love playing golf, love enjoying all the wonderful golf courses we have. Love enjoying a lot of the arts offerings in the area and the music venues. There's just an abundance of just amazing amenities in the 7 cities here.
Absolutely.
A lot of them you take for granted, but you think of how many visitors are coming here every year, every summer, to enjoy all these amazing attractions and amenities. So,
and it's super important, especially for students considering where they want to build their career. It's one thing to have the industries here, but you want to enjoy where you live and you want to have many different options on how to relax and unwind. So like you said, we have a plethora of ways to do that. So I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite things to do is to hang out at the Main. You all have, I think, 3 restaurants in there. I've been to all 3. And then I've also stayed at the Main with my family. I have 2 daughters, husband, so we love hanging out there. What should students look out for in terms of the Main, whether it's events or even internship job opportunities? What should we be on the lookout for?
Sure, that's a great question, and I'll start to say a little broader. The hospitality industry is one of the largest industries in the world. So it's everything from hotels, restaurants, airlines, cruise ships, restaurants. I mean, it's a large industry. With that provides just in the state of Virginia 400,000 jobs. So it's a very large industry, a lot of job opportunities. I can tell you, being honest, coming in the heart of COVID, our industry got hit the worst, right? So people weren't, going out to eat, they weren't traveling, they weren't meeting in having large gatherings, which is, the bread and butter of our industry. So coming out of COVID, we lost a lot of people. They went and they found other career paths, or they got to survive and eat and feed their families, and so now we're on the rebound, and with that, I can tell you, a lot of key players in the industry are looking at college students, right, as like, hey, they're getting out of school, they're fresh, they got a great degree, and are looking at college students. More so than before, when even for management positions and positions that might usually take a little bit of time to get some experience on. So it's a great time to get into the hospitality business, especially in this region. This region has really weathered COVID better than most regions in the United States, being like a drive-in market, and the beaches and the outdoor activities that this area has. So both of those coupled together, it's a great time to look in our industry. So our company that owns and manages this hotel, and also has 3 other hotels at the oceanfront and 11 restaurants is Gold Key PHR. So if you go to our career page, which is on goldkeyphr.com, and look on our career page, we're always posting our job opportunities for all of our assets. Many of you may be familiar with the Marriott at the oceanfront, the Cavalier, and then the Main, obviously, and then we're actually building an Embassy Suites as part of the Cavalier complex, which is supposed to open in February. So as many college students are, graduating in the fall, that's right when they're really going to start ramping up hiring. And so definitely would keep an eye out on the career page for those opportunities as well. And we're always looking, at the Main in our company for good talent and motivated individuals. So, and I will say we do a great summer internship program with the company every summer. This summer is already underway, but if anybody for next year, usually in the April, May, springtime, we post all the internship opportunities as well, and all the information about that program. So definitely keep an eye out for that.
And I know for the summer internships, that would be a plethora of different jobs, not only focused on marketing or sales. It would be human resources. I'm thinking business students. So great opportunity there. So we'll make sure we keep an eye out on the summer internships as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll tell you, our company specifically, every project we do is really exciting, transformative projects. So, they're really, amazing places to work. Usually the, market leaders and I've been fortunate to work for the company for, 16, 17 years. Definitely a great company with a lot of career opportunities. So.
Well, awesome. Well, you've heard it here. Hospitality and tourism jobs are definitely on the move here, and college students are at the top of their priority list. So students, make sure you check out, it's goldkeyphr.com.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And I'll just put a plug in. I keep saying it. It's Restaurant Week in Norfolk. So if you haven't been to the Main, I highly encourage you to check out the Grain, Varia, Saltine, the 3 restaurants that are in the downtown Norfolk, Maine. So I'm definitely going this week. So.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you. Thanks for your patronage here at the Main. So definitely, thank you. We hope to see everybody enjoying Restaurant Week as well.
Yes, and thank you for your time and telling us about your career journey. So we look forward to hearing more from the Main.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great week, everybody.
Everybody have a great day. Bye.
Yeah, thanks.